Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Ausra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Ausra.
Let's start episode 333 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Lukasz. And he starts his questions with a quote from our previous podcast conversation where Ausra says, well, unless you would use the fifth and the fourth finger to make the trill. And I respond to this, oh, that's a torture. And Ausra says later, it is. Or maybe you could play those 16 notes with your left hand. So Lukasz later writes, I think it is not a torture, it is a necessity for Bach. Try to play Goldbergs without fifth and the fourth trills in right and the left hand. Agree, at start it is difficult, but for Bach, in my opinion, necessary. Same like playing parallel 6 legato in one hand, same right and left hand. I also consider these things as too difficult, something just from art of circus, not really needed for organ, until the time I start to work with Goldberg's Variations, which I loved, and when I started to play it, I went crazy about it. But by the way, it completely overturned my manual technique. More, I practiced it on single manual organ. Yes, I have been working on them for a long time. I will say honestly, I will work on them until the end of my life. By the way, many musicians, including Glenn Gould, say, and I confirm it, that as you start to play Goldberg Variations, it will stay with you for the rest of your life. This is really amazing music, not just for listening, but especially for playing. It changes a lot, also playing the ornaments and long trills by 4 and 5th finger appears to be not a torture. Have a nice weekend, Lukasz.
You know what I suggest to Lukasz to do? To come to St. John's Church in Vilnius and to try to play a trill with a fifth and fourth finger, and I would I am probably sure that he would just break these two fingers and he could not perform at all. And another thought that I thought about while reading his question was that Goldberg Variations really doesn't work for organ. Definitely, it's a piece that should be played on the harpsichord, and I'm positive about it.
Right.
So, and another thing, Glenn Gould. Of course, we know that wonderful performance of Glenn Gould and all his Bach performance, but I don't like his Bach's recordings so well. So that's just a matter of taste. And now I let you to talk about what you think about it.
I would recommend when you say for Lukasz to come to our church to play, but not only to play in general, but to play the trill between E and F in the first manual
When you really
with the
would die.
fourth and the fifth finger.
You would break them, that's for sure.
Right. That's the question. Because those two keys are stuck a little bit inside of the action and I cannot reach it. I have to get some big professional help and I haven't gotten it yet. So those two keys are more difficult to depress than others, and other keys are not easy to depress also.
True.
So in general, it's really difficult
But for
instrument.
example, if you are playing Goldberg's Variation, that actually I had played this piece while working on my doctorate at Lincoln.
Mhm.
Because I was taking harpsichord all the years that I studied in the United States. So yes, on the harpsichord to play trill with the fourth and fifth finger is very easy and really comfortable. So it depends on which keys you are playing on.
It's comfortable to play on the third manual of St. John's Church too.
Yes.
It's easy enough. So maybe things can get adjusted because we have three manuals, and in Goldberg's Variations you usually need two, and not in all the variations. So you can jump from manual to manual sometimes and play on two manuals.
But I would really leave this piece for the harpsichord because it doesn't have the pedal, and to play such a massive piece, really, it's one of the most powerful piece that is written by J.S. Bach, and to play it on the organ and not use pedal, it just doesn't seem worthwhile.
What about the art of fugue? It's also seemed to be playable on the harpsichord, and we heard it played by Peter Dirksen. And it could be played with the pedal on the organ too.
Well, that's another story. I like it both ways. The art of fugue, because I think it works well on both instruments, but not Goldberg's Variations.
And Glenn Gould seems to.
He did it on the piano.
On the piano with one manual. Or are there any two manual pianos around?
I don't know about all kinds of experimental instruments.
I'm quite sure that somewhere there could be even three manual piano
nowadays. Yes.
Yes, but and some. I remember we went to an instrument museum in Vermilion, and we saw some strange keyboard layout with 18 keys per octave or something, and it's a very strange disposition.
More like experimental, keyboards.
You need to spend, like 3 years while learning to play such an instrument, and then you will have a hard time playing the normal instrument.
That's right.
Right. So, do you think that strong fourth and fifth finger is a good help for an organist?
Yes, it is. Definitely it is.
Our conversation is not to prove that we don't consider its importance for organists, right? Definitely try to strengthen your little finger and the forefinger on both hands also.
Yes. For me it's just amazing that somebody just picks up on one line and tries to make the whole story out of it, taking it out of the context, from the context.
Maybe because that resonated to him a lot, because he, this, when you listen to some conversation or read an article, and suddenly a paragraph or two lines stick to you because you have personal experience about that line. So that's what happened, I think.
True.
Good. And then, what kind of exercises could you suggest, Ausra, to strengthen fourth and the fifth finger? Or are there any in your baggage of tricks that you use every day before breakfast?
Well, you got me. Do you have any special exercises?
For fourth and the fifth finger?
Yes. I think
Sure.
actually the
Hanon,
yes.
Even the first part, which is relatively easy, works on those two fingers also sometimes, because unless you strengthen those fingers, you cannot proceed to the second part, and unless you strengthen those fingers even more, you cannot proceed to the third part. So I guess for people who are interested in strengthening all fingers, and especially those weak fingers, could take a look at all three parts of Hanon Pianist Virtuoso.
Yes, and now I thought, that I will definitely draw a comics about this thing. Playing trill with the fourth and fifth finger.
Interesting.
And since, my main hero of the comic is a pig, which only has what?
Two fingers. Long and short, or short and long.
So it will be fun.
Mm-hmm. And the second hero character is what? Hedgehog?
That's
How
right.
many fingers does he have?
I don't know, maybe 4.
When I draw Spiky the hedgehog, I don't draw fingers at all, just little paws. So it would be like...
So you can play a trill with, both paws simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We will definitely post some visual material for you too, because some of those comics are quite funny. We hear from our readers from other blogs that we write, but not for organists, So sometimes you might get amused also.
True.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us through those difficult, sometimes conversations, and we hope you get things that are useful to you. Obviously, Lukasz got interesting things from the previous conversation when he was quoting us, and that resonated with him, and he produced a nice question. So please keep sending us your thoughtful questions, and we love helping you grow. This was Vidas.
And Ausra.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, "The sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help."
Robert writes, "I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent."
John writes, "I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you were teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right, as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor."
Robert writes, "It has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material, as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching."
Ron writes, "Hi Vidas and Ausra, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home, and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Ausra and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue, and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.